All right, you're going on a princess cruise. Maybe this is your first time cruising, or maybe you've cruised before but not with Princess, or perhaps you just love everything about cruising. What to wear? What do I need to take with me? How do I make sure I get the most for my money? We're going to go over everything you need to know to prepare for your cruise and give you some helpful advice and tips for embarkation day. Welcome to Tidal Horizons. My name is Andrew, and after more than a dozen cruises with Princess, I've learned a few things about how to make the most of my vacation, and today I want to share those with you. As soon as you book your cruise, you'll want to get set up on Princess's website and create a profile and get their app downloaded onto your phone. The app is where you'll be doing your online check-in, and the website is great for customizing your cruise with shore excursions and more. The more time you take to get familiar with the app ahead of boarding the cruise, the better off you'll be. Depending on the port, checking in online may also assign a boarding time to you. This is your window to arrive at the port and get on board with minimal wait. The app will also allow you to explore your dining options, make reservations, see the daily schedule, and most importantly, order from Ocean Now. Research, research, research. Before you book your cruise, you should do a little research on the ports the ship will visit, what attractions are nearby, and what are the must-sees. After you book your cruise, it's really time to research these ports. Do it early and make some notes for yourself. Find out where the ship docks. It's often not in the center of town. How do you get to the sites you want to see? Is there a shuttle or organized tour? Take the time that you have in port and make a reasonable schedule for yourself. You won't see it all in one day, so concentrate on what's important and make sure you leave plenty of time to get back on board. If you have questions about a port, be sure to stop by the Shore Excursions desk, attend a port seminar, or have a look on your stateroom TV. They often have a profile of each port you're going to be visiting available to you on embarkation day. This leads us into our next tip. After you've researched the port, you know what you want to do, it's time to figure out how you're going to do it. Princess will offer a number of shore excursions, and while I find Princess's prices more reasonable than most cruise lines, they have dramatically increased over the past few years. They do have the advantage of a guarantee that the ship will wait for you provided you stick with your tour. Meeting a ship's tour is also generally seamless, either meeting in a public space on board and being walked out to transportation, or meeting on shore. There are a number of very good independent tour companies who curate the best local companies in a port and will arrange everything for you. The best companies will offer a return to ship guarantee, and the cost is generally lower. Independent arrangements may also have a lower number of guests participating and may take you to places that won't accommodate larger tour groups. I have an affiliate link to the Shore Excursions group in the description of this video. It's my go-to for independent shore excursions. Finally, in many ports you'll find taxi drivers or unauthorized tour guides vying for your business. You run the risk of missing the ship if something breaks down, and personal security should also be taken into account. For me personally, I've had several good taxi tours over the years, but it's not my first choice. Now, let's talk about your carry-on bag. Don't forget to pack your bathing suit and other essentials like medication, phone charger, and important documents. You'll want to make sure you have your passport and proof of online check-in in hand when you arrive at the terminal. Don't pack these in your checked luggage. Helpful porters will be waiting to take your luggage at the curb. It will be delivered to your stateroom within a couple of hours. Don't forget to tip. Don't make the mistake of carrying all your luggage on board with you. Often your stateroom won't be ready as soon as you board, so you'll be wheeling luggage all over the ship. This is a tough one for some more than others. Don't overpack. Officially, Princess doesn't have a real limit on the amount of baggage you bring with you. Obviously, if you're flying, there are limits. Staterooms are smaller than standard hotel rooms and have a limited amount of storage in most cases. More stuff equals more cramped. Princess ships generally have a self-serve laundry at a reasonable price, and you can send your dress clothes out for cleaning. You also have to store the suitcases in either your closets or under your bed, so the less baggage, the easier it is. What do you need to bring with you? Well, that's up to you, but let's talk essentials. Princess is considered to be a premium cruise line and leans more towards traditional cruising than some, and still has 2 formal nights on a 7-day cruise. Formal these days is a bit of a loose term because you're going to see a wide variety of dress that people consider formal. Yes, there will be people in tuxedos and ball gowns, but the majority are going to be in formal dresses, suits, and sport coats. It will also depend on where you're sailing. Sailings in Europe, particularly from Southampton, tend to be more formal than Caribbean or Alaska. Embrace it, dress up, have fun. If you don't feel like dressing up, there are alternative dining options that you can explore as well. Besides our finest clothing, we always make sure to have a day pack of some kind, extra cash for tips, an umbrella, an extra long USB charging cord for our phones, magnetic hooks for the stateroom walls. Yes, they're usually metal. And of course, we bring plenty of medication, both prescription and over-the-counter, to make sure we're covered for all needs. Here's a little tip to get your day started out right. Once you board, you will find that the elevators near the gangway are going to be very busy. If you've done your research ahead of time, there may be an easy alternate route to other elevators that aren't packed like sardines. 9 times out of 10, this works for us. We're usually able to get to the forward elevators and get up to a higher deck. Even if it's at the opposite end of the ship, it can really save you some aggravation. Next on our list is everybody's favorite cruise activity, eating at the buffet. No, stop yourself. Whatever you do, don't rush to the buffet when you first board the ship. The busiest you're going to see that buffet is on embarkation day, especially if you get on board early. Instead, go to one of the dining rooms that will be open for a nice, relaxed lunch. If the dining room doesn't suit you, the ship may also have other quick service locations or casual sit-down restaurants available to you, depending on your package. This is a great time to check them out. What else should you check out? The rest of our channel, of course. Give us a like and hit the subscribe button so you're notified of the latest news from Princess and around the cruising world. Remember when we said research? Well, here's another spot where you put this into action. We actually have quite a few tips here, so take notes as we talk dining. First, you'll want to start booking your dining as soon as it's available to you using the app. Specialty restaurants are available for most passengers after final payment has been made. There are exceptions for suite passengers, as well as platinum and elite members of the Captain's Circle. Princess has finally returned to offer traditional fixed seating dining in at least one restaurant on board each ship. This means that you'll have this choice of traditional, where you have the same table every night, at the same time, with the same waiters and the same table mates. Reserve dining, where you make a reservation in advance using the app, and then finally walk-up dining, where you show up and they seat you when a table is available. If you're using reserve dining, be careful of the time you book, or you may find yourself waiting in line. You want to try to choose an early time between 5:15 p.m. and 5:45 p.m., or wait until after 7:15 p.m. Don't pick anything between the 5:45 p.m. and 7:15 p.m., or you will wait in line to be seated, even with a reservation, and the wait could be significant. This goes for a walk-up as well. This is because the dining room needs to have 2 seatings of each table each night. If they're going to hold a table for you at 6 p.m., they are only going to get 1 seating out of that table. If you're staying in a suite, or Reserve Collection mini suite, or in the Sanctuary Collection on board Sun Princess or Star Princess, you'll have your own dining area with its own schedule. If there are specialty dining reservations such as the chef table or winemaker's dinner that you must book when you get on board, now's the time to do it. They will keep a list of guests interested in these events, and you'll want your name at the top of the list. You can also try to book Sabatini's, Crown Grill, or other venues when you board, but these are best to do in advance on the app. You should make dining reservations a priority and get on the phone to the Dine Reservations line, visit a restaurant, or do it through the app if available. If you wait, you will be disappointed. Cell phone providers have an at-sea service on board many ships, but the cost can be astronomical. This is not related to the internet service the ship provides. The cruise line also doesn't have any control over this service, so if you end up with a huge bill, that's between you and your carrier. Best practice is to put your phone in airplane mode when you get on board and leave it there. This one's a no-brainer. Use a travel agent instead of trying to do everything yourself. An agent who has experience with Princess can help you in many aspects of selecting the itinerary and making sure it's right for you. Agents with larger organizations also have access to specials and group pricing that aren't advertised to the general public. Princess's price won't be lower than what an agent can offer. They don't compete with each other. While on board the ship, consider booking a future cruise or a future cruise credit. They often have a bonus offer and onboard credits attached. Your onboard booking will be transferred to your agent to arrange those fine details. The next tip is to be sure to have travel insurance. Don't just assume that your credit card or personal health insurance coverage will cover you while out of the country. Contact the carrier and make sure all the details are correct and that everyone in your party is covered. At a minimum, you need emergency medical insurance, but you may also want to consider trip cancellation and interruption insurance just in case you have to cancel at the last moment or leave the trip early. This will help you get some of your non-refundable money back. Many carriers also offer deluxe or complete packages that include luggage coverage and flight accident insurance as well as medical. Often these packages need to be purchased immediately after you book the cruise. You'll need to assess what your loss tolerance is if something goes sideways. A travel agent can really help with this. Generally speaking, you should strongly consider adding the Princess Plus package to your cruise. We've done all the math for you in our Princess Plus and Princess Premier video already. You'll find a link above and at the end of this video. Princess Plus starts at $60 per day for the first and second passengers. It includes your drinks package, your Wi-Fi, and your daily gratuities for your stateroom attendant and servers. It's an offer that can't be beat, and it's a major reason to choose Princess over other cruise lines. Princess Premier was updated for 2025, and at a cost of $90 per day per passenger, it also includes unlimited specialty dining, enhanced drink list, and much more. We just hope that Princess keeps these packages as is and doesn't mess around with it too much more. Pricing and features are correct at the time of this filming, so they could change. Check out the video for all the math. There's a lot going on during the cruise, and you'll want to keep up to date using the Princess app as well as the Princess Patter, the newsletter and schedule delivered each night to your stateroom. We hope that they continue delivering this to the stateroom. It's much easier to have a quick scan of the paper version than the app. Take a few minutes before retiring for the night to review what's on offer for the following day. You don't want to miss that 6 a.m. morning yoga, do you? Princess doesn't require advanced reservations to many events, but there are some that are capacity controlled, so watch out for the sign-up events early in the cruise. We're getting close to the end, but these are the two most important tips that you're going to hear today. We've all seen the pier runner videos. Do not be that person. The ship has no obligation to wait for you, and the expense of getting to the next port or to the end port is entirely yours. Most ships will adjust their time as they sail to match the ports that you're going into, but some don't. When they don't adjust, it causes some confusion for some passengers between the ship's time and shore time, or the time shown on your cell phone. The ship will leave at the appointed departure time according to ship's time. You need to plan your day properly when arranging tours or setting out on a local tour. If you're going to be using the ship's shore excursions, you're guaranteed to be back to the port to meet the ship. Independent tours can't do this, although most of the reputable ones will have a guarantee and will get you to the next port if you miss the ship due to their mistake. Finally, watch your alcohol intake while on shore. Especially in the Caribbean ports, it's easy to sit down and drink far too much in the warm sunshine and completely lose track of time. If you're traveling with young adults who normally wouldn't be able to drink at home, keep a close eye on this or you may be sailing without them. This is a simple one and the most important tip on this list, and I guarantee you'll only make this mistake once. If you're flying to the port, don't fly the day of your cruise. Delays, weather, missed connections, canceled flights. It just leads to travel anxiety, and who needs that? No thanks. Fly at least a day early, splash out a few bucks for a hotel. After all, you spent thousands on your trip just to save money in a hotel. Why risk it, even if you did buy your air through Princess's Easy Air service? There you go. Our best tips for first-time and new Princess cruisers. This was just the tip of the iceberg. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Check out our other tips and tricks videos too. Leave us a comment below, and thanks for watching.